So we're going to go ahead and get them started with a countdown, which you will hopefully help me with in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. All right. Great. Thank you. Actually, can you send it to K9? All right, we are underway. Iball, Worldoblocks up top, Sodium and Hydrant up top. A battle of Canadians down the bottom, non-Canadians. Can you imagine such a thing? Wait, are you a Canadian?
Yeah.
Oh, he's a Canadian. All right. Really? I didn't know that. Oh, dual citizenship. So I have a Canadian, pick a side, Hydrant.
I'm the only person who could win and satisfy both sides.
Oh, well, maybe you could unite the nations here, Hydrant, the very pivotal thing that's happening here with Hydrant Dude. So, but certainly some high-powered Tetris players here in our top 8. I mean, any one of these folks could be in the finals. So we will, I don't know. I have no way to predict what's going to happen here. Iball here, kind of a messy board here as we get underway. 60,000 for him, 81,000 for Worldo. Down the bottom, Sodium 45, Hydrant 57 is going to get a Tetris. Yeah, after this set of matches, I'll make a scene with the QR code.
We're taking a break. We're doing a few adjustments.
Yeah. So I'll make a scene with the QR code and stuff like that. And put it up.
Yeah, and we'll adjust a few things.
Okay. All right. All right, so Worldo out to an early lead here as Iball goes really through a rough patch of burning, trying to bring this stack down so we can start scoring. Worldo 177, 79,000 for Iball, so an early 100,000 point lead for Worldo. Down the bottom, pretty close, 118 Sodium, 132 for Hydrant. I see, I learned new things. I did not know that about Hydrant, so look at that. I'm on a journey of discovery here in Canada. All right, Sodium with the long bar in column 9 to set up for the Tetris. Gets a Tetris, 186. Now in the lead, and then now Hydrant going to take it right back. So trading the lead back and forth down the bottom. It looks like Iball has figured this out. Is working one row off the bottom, and well, actually going to clear this away. I was wondering if Iball was going to maybe start to build for Tetrises on top of that, but no, decides to just take it down, have a good clean stack. A nice Z spin there for Iball, but has a long bar dependency there in column 4. Again, you can hear 4 rollers. Just brr, brr.
Also a chair moving around.
And chair is moving around. Thanks, Marts. 189 for Iball, 338. But no, really, thanks, Marts, for putting on a great event. I mean, this has been an amazing event. One of my favorites I've ever been to. 340 here for Worldo, 191 for Iball, 304 Sodium, 264 Hydrant. So Sodium starting to kind of establish a little bit of a lead here. And it's set up for a Tetris and gets it. But now about a 2 Tetris lead here for Sodium. Tetris is on this level worth 22,800, or just about 23,000. .433 Worldo. So Worldo starting to run away with this game 1. Now up about 190,000 points. And there's a Tetris over for Worldo. And Hydrant kind of digging, trying to get this board back in order. And Sodium with a good board here, 385, about a 60,000 point lead. That's about 3 Tetrises, a little less than that. Sodium going to add another Tetris. All right, Hydrant just about out of this, but has a little T-spin set up there that he'd love to fill in. And of course, the T never comes. I can't remember a single time a T has ever come in that situation. 334 Hydrant. And now Sodium almost up 100,000 points. And will be up over 100,000 points after that Tetris. So Worldo continuing here, almost about 190,000 point lead for Worldo, but Iball's going to get a Tetris to try to close this in. Finally has a good looking clean board that is Tetris ready, and it's Worldo's turn now to go through a bit of a dig here. He's not set up for a Tetris, but has a well, so just going to bring this down, and now is set up for a Tetris. Sodium, the first one into 19 at 503. Sodium, Hydrant just 3 lines away. Up top, just, yeah, a couple lines away as well. Iball into 19 at 392. So pretty low pace here. And Worldo with the best pace of all 4 of our players. Now at 552 through 137 lines. All right, Tetris here for Sodium, 586. Hydrant building on top of that one row of garbage and gets a Tetris. There is another one, Sodium, 612. Up top, 453 Iball, trying to climb back into this 582. Worldo no longer digging, and now is able to set up easily for Tetrises and get them. So 610 Worldo, 481 Iball. It'll be interesting to see what Iball's strategy here. Is it going to be to ramp up the aggression or just try to stay close and make it up post 29? 509 Iball, 664 for Worldo. Tetris down the bottom, Sodium 724, and Hydrant's kind of following further and further behind, back over 220,000 points, really over 230,000 points. He's going to get a dirty Tetris there, Colin 10, one row off the bottom. And Sodium just very, very clean, methodical stacking, textbook stacking. Very efficient, really, this whole tournament. And another Tetris, 789 for Sodium. Hydrant trying to climb back in here and cut into this lead. But it's hard to do when Sodium is playing so efficiently. A little bit of a slowdown here for Sodium. That's going to be only a triple. So for once, he doesn't get a Tetris. And now he's back to setting up for Tetrises and now getting them. So 832 for Sodium, 613 for Hydrant. Up top, Worldo's board starting to climb here, dependent on a bar to the left. Gets the bar to the left to bring this down. I think even Worldo's surprised. And open up for a Tetris, gets the long bar down. I think Worldo for a moment was worried that the well had been covered after that, but no, that did clean away. 822 Worldo, 692 for Iball. So Iball has been able to cut into the lead a bit, but really just looking for kind of an extended digging sequence from Worldo to kind of slow him down. Iball having to take some skims here, gets a Tetris down, is already set up for another one. It's going to kind of place that J piece aggressively here, not taking a burn, and instead keeping that Tetris alive, and gets it 769. So you do see a little bit of amped up aggression here from Iball, but now has to bring this down, and now on level 28, just 10 lines away from 29. So Iball's got to get out of this pretty efficiently. Worldo's already into 29 at 915. Iball opens up that right side, one line away from 29. And looking for the bar. There's the bar and a Tetris for Iball. So we are now into 29 up top, 929 Worldo, 828 Iball, a 100,000 point difference. Max out down the bottom for Sodium, 831 for Hydrant as he approaches 29 in 3 lines, and the Tetris is into it at 867. So Sodium up about 180,000 up top. Iball trying to stay alive here, needs a bar for the right side, and no, Iball gonna top out at 840, and Worldo is good in game number 1 up top. Down the bottom, 2 players here in a post 29 battle. Sodium closing in on a 1.1 million. Hydrant board starting to climb here as well. This is down stackable. Need something for that left side. That's a great L. It's a perfect piece for that situation, the L piece. But no, that right side might be cut off for Hydrant. Not sure what he can get over there. The answer is nothing. He's going to top out at 912, and Sodium is good with the 1.1 million. All right, yeah, we're gonna let Worldo mulling this out. That is a level PB from Worldo, the highest level that Worldo's ever achieved in a game. Like they're ready to go. Let's get them counted down. In 3, 2, 1, Tetris. You're allowed to clap. I mean, you can do it. You don't have to go, oh, there you go. That's it. There you go.
The saying goes, there's bangers and there's wangers. So
That's literally not a saying. Oh, it is? I've never heard that saying in my entire life. All right, up top there, we are underway. Iball and Worldo. What a great match between these two. Worldo, with that level PB, level 34, maybe, not expecting to go that deep, but had a great game against Iball to take game number 1. Down the bottom, Sodium and Hydrant, very, kind of close battle here. I think Sodium may be more active in competition than Hydrant. But, I mean, Hydrant, great player, legendary player, the first ever rollover player, 1.6. Oh, is that what it was? Oh, man, I'm still trying to catch up on all the lore. But right now, early lead here for Hydrant, 117. And, well, it's gone now because Sodium's at 117. All right, we need we have to get mods over on kick.com, I think, or not be on there. That would be a good thing. But anyway, 169 here for Worldo, 164 for Iball. Down the bottom, 165 Sodium, 163, now 186 for Hydrant. So all the games are close. All the games are close. So if you're in the area, get down here, get the poutine, and then come and watch the semis and finals of both our gold bracket and our silver bracket. Our silver bracket will be here on twitch.tv/Classic Tetris, the main channel for the Classic Tetris World Championship, and on YouTube. 258 for Iball, 240 for Worldo, so pretty close up top and pretty close down the bottom. 259 Sodium, 277 for Hydrant. All right, board's getting a little bit high for Worldo there, but gonna get a couple of skims and a long bar down, and another Tetris and a good low board now for Worldo. I keep wanting to say Waldo because I want to say like, where's Waldo? I don't know. So I'm gonna avoid trying to say that. 313 Worldo 3. Now I really am trying to not say it. It's in my head somehow. Down the bottom, 330 is Sodium, 340 at Hydrant. So the players all very, very close in score. All right, we got Kingsman coming to the rescue on kick.com, kicking out all the spammers. Oh, and Hydrant tops out. Totally unexpected. So the chase down is 352, and both players really going through the same sequence of pieces here. And Sodium a little bit in danger. I don't know if he's going to survive this. Needs to get to 352. And this is really tough. So, yeah, just needs about 5,000 points here. And somehow trying to get through this, squeezing out lines.
What's that need?
And there's 351, 500. It's tied. So if he and there it is. And there it is. Sodium.
What break was that sequence?
Yeah, for a moment they were tied, and I almost said if he pushdowns he wins, but I didn't want to tell him how to win. But wow, that was crazy. What a sequence. Sodium gonna outlast Hydrant in that one.
Why did you get? Like I got like 20 during the vid, bro. I was like, oh, thanks, bro.
All right, up top here. Oh no, Worldo topped out at 438, and so Iball is good in game number 2. All right, Everybody's ready. Game number 3 on both sides. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Tetris. The tension in the room is high. You can hear the rolling. I don't know if I'm glad we're in this very solid, well-built stone building because the reverberations of the rolling against the walls would take down any normal building. The seismic power.
Vandweller, think about it. These players have had to listen to themselves rolling all the time, so they're used to it.
Oh, I was talking about the building. But anyway, thank you, Eric, for your contributions. Appreciate that. Security. All right. We are just getting underway here. Down the bottom, same score, same lines. And I guess they had the same stack there for a moment. K9 is here, one of the organizers of this great event. Hello, K9. Oh, that's not on yet. Hello, K9.
Hi, Vandy.
Yeah, so the voice reveal for our good friend K9, a great supporter and fan of the classic Tetris scene, and really the organizer of really one of the best events I've been to. So thank you so much, K9, for this great event, and Marts, and your whole crew.
Hey, well, thank you, Vandy, for being here.
You're welcome. I didn't want to miss it, to be honest. I thought it was just going to be such a great event, and I've never been here, and it's a great town. And I don't know, I would move here, but I don't think that I'm probably legally allowed to. Just given my FBI file, but
Well, I couldn't imagine having the first Montreal event without, my favorite commentator that actually got me into Tetris. So that was a must.
Well, I think on net, though, I've gotten more people out of Tetris than into Tetris, but the sentiments is very much appreciated. Up top there, 217 for Iball, 177 for Worldo. Down the bottom, Sodium 212, 193 for Hydrant. But Hydrant kind of up high on the board here in another scramble situation, just like the last game. But we'll see what if he can get out of this. Yeah, the piece is not great. The piece is never great when you're up this high, which is probably a lesson like, don't get this high if you can help it. All right, and Hydrant going to down sack this back down to safety, we think, until he misdrops that square there. So it's going to be a little bit of extra work for Hydrant, but still low enough for the roller to take care of this. All right, good. We are low enough on the board here. So down the bottom, Sodium up to about a 50, well, now about a 70,000 point lead. Up top, about the same lead, about a 65, 70,000 point lead for Iball in both Tetris here. So the winners of each of these matches will face each other in the semifinals, and we will have, we'll have a little bit of a break after this, right, K9?
Yeah, we're going to take about 20-minute break after this. We're going to get some photos taken, group photos, and set up for the semis.
For the semis, and we're going to do the silver bracket semis on here as well, right?
That's right. So we'll start with silver.
Yeah, who's in the? I didn't see who's in the silver bracket. Do we know in the semis? Oh,
So Junior, Billy.
Junior, Billy, Nat, and Remy. Okay, looking forward to at least the person that beat me is in the semis. So up top there, 410 for Iball, 389 Worldo, 353 down the bottom Sodium, 314 Hydrant. All players are at least safe, although Sodium's board is starting to climb a bit. Gonna have to take a triple to bring this down. Long bar in for Tetris to bring this down. I love this venue so much. It's like I would love to just copy this and put it in Austin and have my events there. I mean, it's a great environment, and they've been so nice and so hospitable to us here at the Lord William Pub in Quebec. I recommend you get down here, get the poutine. It's great. I really should have had my sliced meat sandwich here, or smoked meat, or whatever the hell it's called.
That place we went to was honestly pretty good.
Yeah, don't have it in an arcade. K9 tried to warn me last night, but I didn't listen. So 468 Worldo, Iball in the lead here, 549. So about an 80,000 point lead or so. Down the bottom, about a 90,000 point lead, but Hydrant's going to Tetris here. We're getting close to level 19. The speed will increase. The pace will get faster. Worldo with a little spire here in columns 3 and 4. That's going to be a little bit dangerous as we approach 19. And Hydrant's the first one in at 454. Sodium is in at 524. And up top, 618 and 516 transitions for these players. Iball with a Tetris, 666, 549 up top. Worldo down the bottom, 550. Sodium, 484 for Hydrant. So there will be guaranteed at least 2 Canadians in the semis. Hydrant looking to make it 3. But it's going to have to overcome this because Sodium's up 2 games to none, and Hydrant needs to win this one to stay in. He's getting high on the board. Long bar over Tetris. Hydrant 542. And another one 570. So for the moment, he's in the score lead. Sodium going to take it back, though. So it is super. Oh, the Vits for Sodium. Amazing. 618. The vertical eye tuck setup. Another Tetris here for Sodium. And Sodium is really cooking here. The whole tournament, he's been so efficient, so clean. There's really textbook stacking and gameplay from Sodium the entire tournament. 653 for him, 587. Now Tetris, 2 Tetrises here for Hydrant. So back by only, 16,000. Up top, Iball, 854, 703 Worldo. So Worldo pushing Iball here. Oh, Iball's got a good lead. Yeah, hard to deal with that situation down the right side if you don't have the best pieces. So it's going to be extra burns here for Worldo. Meanwhile, an S misdrop over on that left side of the board, and this is so tough. Dirty Tetris, Worldo. Iball, I think there was some kind of something happened over there. I just saw lots of pieces flipping around. And there's a Tetris for Iball, 907. And we are getting close to the level 29 transition. All players rollers so they can handle that 29. Oh no, left side Hydrant. Let's see what he can do to sort of take care of this. Should be low enough now. Yes, he can access that left side with those long bars, and now just kind of piling high that left side. Does not want to get into a lot of trouble trying to get pieces to the left. So just really almost like overbuilding out that left side just to make sure that he doesn't get stuck. Worldo with a sigh of relief here, 825. Iball's got the max out. Hydrant with the 800, 933 for Sodium. And Tetris over for Hydrant, and Worldo in a world of hurt here, having controller problems, tops out at 860, and Iball is good in game number 3. So yeah, Worldo citing some controller problems, and Iball's going to take that game. And here Hydrant is going to top out at 906, and Sodium will be advancing to the semifinals. So GG's to our good friend Hydrant, dude. All right, let's get him started in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. All right, Iball looking to punch his ticket to the semifinals. Worldo trying to make a run here. Iball setting up for that vertical eye tuck setup. You can see making space for that long bar, and the tuck long bar goes in. Now he's left with a Tetris well and a few skims here. Finally, the long bar in for the Tetris, and there's one for Worldo as well. So yeah, that Vits it's very satisfying. If you haven't tried one, just start playing Tetris just so you can do that, because it's an amazing feeling to actually do one and then pull it off. Iball from Vancouver, Worldo from the Niagara area. Oh, sorry, Vancouver area. Sorry, Iball. So you don't want to dox people, so you always going to say area around the town they actually live in.
Ah, true. Example, I live in the Philadelphia area.
That's right. I live in the Austin area. 117 Worldo, 121 for Iball. So Worldo needs to win this one to stay in the tournament. And I believe we'll be doing our silver, kind of interleaving them, right? So I think we'll be doing a silver semi and then a gold semi and then a silver semi. Give these players a kind of a break. So I'm excited to see the silver. I'm excited to see the whole thing. I mean, it's amazing to me that something can start like this one day and it just all wraps up. And it's such a whirlwind to go from you don't know who's going to win. And then all of a sudden we've got a winner like in one day. It's a great feeling. And anytime you can get out to a regional tournament, I suggest anybody listening get out to one, especially one done by this guy, K9. I mean, he's done such a great job. Very ambitious, great equipment, great setup, great location. And I've thoroughly enjoyed it. 178 here for Iball, 155 for Worldo. All right, Worldo, kind of an awkward stack here, having to sort of find something to fill in. Yeah, just not getting pieces to do much with that right side. And just anytime you get one piece to bring something down, you're creating another gap here, but working it away. All right, there's a bar. That'll help a lot. That brings down the stack. Meanwhile, Iball 246, Worldo 167. So about an 80,000 point difference. Worldo still trying to bring this down. Oh, nice adjustment for Iball with that tee to make room for that long bar. And now is set up all that much earlier for a Tetris. And long bar over, and there is the Tetris 292. There's one Worldo. So Iball continuing to sort of build this lead, and Worldo really just not in a position to kind of just set up any consistent Tetris scoring. Finally opens up that well here and would love a long bar to fill this in. That's going to be good for a double, but more importantly, will allow him to move that stack over to column 10. Where these players are much more used to stacking and setting up, and is the easiest and the best place to do it. All right, there's a skimming at Tetris, Worldo, 240, 342 Iball. Another Tetris, Worldo. So still about this 80,000 point lead. Ever since Worldo got clean, sort of keeping pace with Iball. Worldo in a previous game in this match, setting a PB for level achieved with level 34. Looking to continue to set records. So would love to not have to. But oh, look at that from Iball. Was getting up high on the board, kind of brought back that J piece to make room for the incoming long bar. I still often have to go like, oh, J and L, right? Yeah.
Same with S and Z.
Yeah, I have to draw the S. Okay, that's an S and that's a Z. You'd think after like 7 years of doing this, I would like know which one is the J and the L, but it doesn't work like that.
You know, this is how I see it. If the greatest player of all time had to do it, it's fine if you had to.
Yeah, that's true. That was Jonas always had to. You always get like the L in the wrong L or the J in the wrong J or whatever. Yeah. 505 for Iball, 380 for Worldo. Andrew Meep on Twitch says, I just use the colors. Yeah, I've been trying to do that. But then the colors change and it ruins everything. All right, we're just a few lines away from 19 here. 552 Iball starting to sort of run away here. So Worldo going to have to, catch up over 120,000 points here post-transition. Worldo with a Tetris and another Tetris, so starting to do what he needs to do. There's a Tetris Iball, 579. All right, Iball having to bring this down here. There's a gap in the bottom right of the stack, so can't really set up for a Tetris here. And continues to have to pile things on that right side, which is going to really delay his clearing this away. So this is the break that Worldo needs to try to add some pace here. Gets a great bar for the middle of that stack to uncover the right side well. And just wants a bar here, but I think really both players going through droughts. They do have the same pieces here, and yes, it's a drought. So Worldo really can't do much. Was set up basically for 3 Tetrises at one point, but ends up really only getting 1 out of this, 541. And Iball nearly cleared back down to the bottom. Man, just trying to find the right pieces to do this. Would love an L piece would help. And Worldo set up again, gets a bar over 574. So now within 70,000 points. Ends up having a cover here, uncovers another long bar over Worldo 609. So within 41,000 points. Worldo setting up aggro, long bar, column 9, gets a Tetris 639. Now within about 17,000 points. Iball finally clean and gets a Tetris 686. Now it's Worldo's turn up top here. Kind of covered well, needs to bring this down. A bar would be great. There's a bar to help. Now has 2 rows of garbage, now just 1 over the right side. And has to put additional. Every time you put a piece on that right side, it's just more you got to clear away. And that's what Iball had to do earlier. Now it's Worldo's turn. 723 for Iball, 651 Worldo. Oh no, that left side for Worldo. Got a floating Mino there, needs to do something to access that left side. And no, Worldo's gonna top out, and Iball is good in game number 4. GG's. Well, a great performance from Worldo in that one, but it's gonna be Iball who's moving on